What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What's good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with another late night episode of free agency. We got Trey Burke getting signed to the Philadelphia 76ers. They lost some of their guards. They lost Markelle Fultz. They ended up losing TJ McConnell, who was their budget point guard that can just come in and run an offense and do his thing. And he was a perfect fit with them. He had made his name with the Sixers, and they just couldn't work out a contract to bring him back. But I feel like Trey Burke is the player that they need. I feel like he still has shown that he can give you some outside shooting, some solid floor generalship, and he's not going to play a lot of minutes anyway. We know that Ben Simmons is their point guard. Ben Simmons is the guy that's going to bring up the ball majority of the time, make the plays, and if it ain't Ben Simmons, they're going to be running their offense through Joel Embiid or Tobias Harris. He's going to come off screens, and he's going to get the ball at the top of the key every once in a while, and he's going to be able to make plays for the Philadelphia 76ers. And then you look at it, Joel Embiid. This is a guy that likes the ball, likes to play in pick and roll, likes to play in the post. And Trey Burke is one of those guys that you can kick it out to. And he can knock down the mid-range. He can knock down the three. He has had a career that a lot of people didn't expect, with him falling out of the league at one point, getting back in, making a name for himself in New York. I feel like Trey Burke in general needed New York. He played 36 games there. He started 9 of them, shot 50% from the field and 36% from three. He didn't get to the free throw line that much, but you can look at his entire career. He never really got to the free throw line that much in his whole career. That's something that he's going to have to work on, but I don't think it's as important because I don't think he's going to really be playing big minutes anyway for the Philadelphia 76ers. I think from 15 to 25, depending on who's out there, what lineup they try to put out there, and also injuries. He can give you double digits. That's something that Trey Burke has shown his entire career. If you're going to give him that role of being a bench player or even giving him minutes as a guy that's on the court, he can give you quality minutes. He's shown throughout his career he averaged 10.9 points in 23 minutes for his entire career. He just started shooting better from the field. He struggled, didn't really have the ability to create space. His jump shot just wasn't there at the beginning of his career. He came in as a guy that can create his own shot, and he just couldn't get it through length and when guys switched on him, and he just wasn't strong and fast enough to get to the paint and punish them with layups and floaters. He just didn't have it all figured out. A lot of people thought he was going to be a savvy veteran and he'd be able to translate right away. He has some struggle, and it came very early in his career, but he hasn't gave up. He hasn't quit. He's still only 26. A lot of people forget that he's not that old, and he's still in his 20s, and he will be 27 when this season, throughout this season, but he still has potential. He still is a valuable player given the right minutes in the right situation, and he can knock down shots. I mean, the last couple seasons he shot 34, 44, 36, 35, and 34% from three, and that's mostly over 2 shots a game considering the minutes that he has been getting. And he has increased his field goal percentage. He has found ways to stay effective. He has found ways to knock down shots, and even with his small role, he has given you good assists. He can get you around 3 to 4 assists a game if you give him the minutes and the opportunity to do so. So when you look at a guy like Trey Burke, he's a guy that's very small. He's not going to bring much defense. He's not going to be this guy that's going to save your franchise, and they're not looking for him to do that. They're just looking for him to come in and do his job, which is run the offense, get people involved, knock down a couple shots, and get out there and have fun. And I think Trey Burke can still bring that to a team. I wasn't the guy that was rooting against Trey Burke either. I was a guy that was kind of listening to what everybody was saying about him as an athlete and as a person that plays basketball at that time that he was hooping. It was kind of interesting seeing how everybody had high confidence in him, and a lot of people thought that he was going to turn out to be a good player, and it obviously worked out in that favor to be a solid player, and he was a lottery pick. So obviously the organization that drafted him in Utah Jazz, they had faith that he can be something special too. And they were trying to make Trey Burke their franchise point guard. He was small, he wasn't the best athlete, but they still felt like he can figure it out to the point where he can probably be their starting point guard for the future. And we did see it because he got the minutes, he just couldn't knock down the shots, he could never really adjust, he could never just figure it out, which like you need a little bit of struggle sometimes in your career and to put that chip on your shoulder. You need some doubt. You need that controversy. You need that chaos a little bit to make you appreciate the game, to make you be more humble, to get that one out of you, get that fight out of you, get that spirit out of you. Because some people just think it's going to be easy. Some people just go out there and think it's going to be this easy thing that can be done very quickly. And he learned that fast that what you did in high school and what you did in college is not enough in the NBA. You have to push yourself to do more. You have to add more moves. You have to find out a way to create the space. You have to find ways to keep your teammates involved while still looking for your shot, while still keeping the defense on their heels when you are dribbling and you are trying to look for the pass or the score. So I think Trey Burke has some maturing to do. I think Trey Burke has some watching to do, and I think he had to really go through that stretch to really wake him up and let him know that yeah, you got away with a lot of these things, but that's not enough anymore in this league. This is a full-time job. People are preparing to stop you. People are prepared for you. People know your strengths. People know your weaknesses, and they're going to prey on you, and they're going to go out there and force you to do things that you don't want to do and take shots you don't want to take and put you in some uncomfortable situations. It's up to you to study the game, to have the counters, to be prepared to really go out there and trump whatever they do. So I'm happy that Trey Burke has been able to find his niche. I'm happy that he has been able to find and live up to that quality player that people thought he would. Is he going to be a superstar? Is he going to be that franchise point guard? No. Some people thought that. Some people thought that he could do it. But from the looks of it, it seems like he's going to be a solid seventh or eighth guy on the quality team. And I feel like Philly is one of the teams that are the best in their conference, and they are in the conversation for being able to go to the NBA Finals with the talent if it does pan out right. But when you look at the roster, if I had to be honest, right now for the Philadelphia 76ers, they don't really have no other real point guards outside of Neto. And Neto has been a guy that has always been solid. He has always been a guy that you can rely on in small amount of minutes, but he has not really had a huge impact on winning. He hasn't really had a huge chance of showing that he can really be a solid key point guard. But Neto is a guy that can be your third string point guard. He has shown that. And with Trey Burke coming in and playing under Ben Simmons, I think he can give them something that they don't have, which is a guy that can really go out there and cause some chaos for other teams until they can really find out what they're really going to do with Ben Simmons and how they're going to utilize him in their new offense, because we haven't seen it yet because they have yet to play a game. I think that their point guard lineup is now more solidified, having a guy like Trey Burke and Neto and still having Ben Simmons out there. They're not going to really have that problem fixed that they had last year. They're not going to really be able to guard great point guards that are fast and quick because Neto or Trey Burke are not great defenders at their position. And Ben Simmons is an athlete. He has the size, but he does struggle with speed. And I don't think that these pickups of Neto and Trey Burke are going to fix that situation. But at the same time, you do have an all-star rookie of the year point guard and Ben Simmons. So he's got to eventually figure that out if he's going to get the bulk of the minutes and he's going to be the guy running the show for the Philadelphia 76ers. So I like the Sixers right now. I feel like they're in a good position. I feel like they have made solid to decent pickups throughout all of free agency, and they still found a guy that can still give them a lot. And even with Neto has proven that he is an NBA player. He is a guy that's going to run the offense, keep players involved, and he's going to play off the ball a lot. And he can fit with Ben Simmons and other guys that want to handle the ball, because Neto is not a guy that really needs and demands the ball to be in his hand to be effective or to play. And I feel like Trey Burke's ability to knock down mid-range and threes at a decent clip
is going to allow him to play off the ball for the Tobias when he's at the top of the key, operating in the pick and roll with Joel Embiid, or even if Ben Simmons in the dunker spot, or even if they just want to dump it off to Embiid, he can be a guy that can do some backdoor cuts, knock down some mid-range jumpers and some threes, and so can Neto. So I think this is something that they needed because I was a little questionable about the Neto pickup. Now with Trey Burke, a guy that I know what he can do, I know what he brings to the table, and I know that this is something that they don't have on their roster. A guy that can come in and create chaos at that point guard position, keep the defense on their heels, keep them off balance, and a guy that can really get hot if you allow him to. And if he brings up the ball, he can shoot that ball very quickly and put pressure on the defense if they don't respect it, especially if they go under or over the screens in the pick and roll. So I think this does solve a little bit of their problems, but also having that insurance with if Neto doesn't work out, we still got Burke. If Burke don't work out, we still got Neto, and at the end of the day, we still got Ben Simmons as our point guard. This just solidify their bench. And I think this is something that they needed. It didn't fix all their problems at point guard, but it fixes enough of them. So let me know what you guys think about them picking up Neto. I know they picked up Neto 2 weeks ago, but I didn't really cover it. But now I had put my 2 cents on it. And let me know what you guys think about Trey Burke. Trey Burke is making a return back to the NBA. He was able to resurrect his career in New York. He was able to show that he is an NBA player. He can improve. He can play. And he can be a quality player given the right minutes and the right opportunity with the right talent. Philly has the talent. Philly has the opportunity, and they do have Al Horford. A guy who can knock down mid-range threes, and he can roll to the basket and do layups and dunks, and he can also post up. So that's another player that can play well with Neto and Burke as a point guard on and off the ball, or even in pick and roll. So I feel like they're good. They're solidified, and let me know what you guys think about Neto and Burke in the comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Thanks for everybody that likes on Facebook. Thanks for everybody that likes the videos. Thanks for everybody that comments. I like the activity that you guys have shown. I answered comments that make sense, if that makes sense. And also, at the end of the day, if you like this video, check out my older videos on my channel. I have many playlists. I break down rookies. I break down players. I break down summer league. I do cover the draft, and I got a mock draft up already. Not only that, I do podcasts, and I also talk about the game of basketball, whether it comes to summer league, free agency, trade deadline, buyouts, and also I cover top 10 discussions and stuff like that. So you like this type of video, you like the NBA, check out my older videos and my playlists. I enjoy making these videos. You guys enjoy watching. I'm gone.